Today, let's talk about the 5 T's for a terrific online course. Yeah, I'm kind of full of T's today. Let's get to it.
Welcome to the Course Creators HQ podcast, helping you navigate the latest techniques for creating and marketing online courses. And now, here is your host, Julie Hood.
Hey, so glad you're here and all set for episode 153. And a couple things you need to know about. The first one is we are starting the 24-hour Course Creator Intensive tomorrow, Wednesday, July 12th, 2023, if you're listening to this episode later. And please come join us. I'm so excited. We're going to have a really good time this week getting course content together. Plus, one of the big bonuses that you may not have heard about is that you get to return to future coaching sessions. So when I do the 24-hour Course Creator live or the daily version, the next time I do those, you get to keep coming back for free. So use that link in the show notes, coursecreatorshq.com/153 to take you over to the sales page where you can jump in, click those orange buttons, and get enrolled. And then the other thing that's going on, there's just so much stuff this week. We are about to end the 150th episode drawing. So if you haven't jumped in yet, $5,000 worth of prizes almost. So would love to have you enter that. Maybe you'll be the winner. It's like almost everything I sell, plus some really good gifts from some friends of mine. So coursecreatorshq.com/153. Okay, for today, I wanted to jump in and talk about these 5 T's for a terrific online course. So grab your notebook if you want to take some notes, or check the show notes because I'll list them in there. And the first one is I want you to have a focused target. And by that I mean the audience that you are trying to reach. We want to know who they are and how to reach them. So we're going to focus in on a specific target. Now, I did an episode recently talking about why this isn't necessarily a niche or a niche, however you say that. So I will link to that episode for you if you want to go listen. But what I do want you to pull from this is that you're going to be pulling together a course for a person who has a targeted problem, a targeted challenge that they are dealing with. And that way you can reach them. They can recognize that you can help them. It just all around makes a better course because you know where you're taking your students. So a targeted audience is our first T. Our second T is I want you to have a targeted topic, a specific topic, and that ties in with the audience, because what's going to happen here is that you're going to solve one obstacle, one issue, one problem that they have with your course, and make sure that you're getting them to the end result, but you're not giving this ultimate guide course to everything I know. And it comes from such a good place. Like, I think one of the biggest fears of a lot of course creators is that they're not expert enough, not entertaining enough, not informative enough, not helpful enough to be able to do a course. So they compensate for that by putting everything they know into their first course. But the problem is two things. First, the course becomes too big to finish, so they may never get it done, or it takes them too long to finish. And then the second problem is that it's too big for your students. So we want to narrow this down, keep it super focused on a specific problem, because then when somebody comes across it, they're going to be like, oh yeah, this is exactly what I need. I have this specific issue that I want to get solved. So pick one specific problem and know how the lives of your students is going to be different at the end of your course. So that's the second T, which is having a topic that is focused. Number 3 is I want that transformation, that overcoming of the obstacle. So I want you to be talking about the things that people are going to be doing so that they get the results. What's it going to be like on the other end of this mountain at the end of your course? What is that transformation that they are going to have? So talk less about what they're going to be doing inside the course and more about what the transformation is going to be after they do the lessons and the homework. And I know sometimes as course creators, we kind of get wrapped up in, we're going to do this many lessons and here's how we're going to teach you and this is what you're getting. But really, if you pause for a minute and think about it, most of your students, they really don't want to take courses. They're busy. They have busy lives. You know, taking courses is not at the top of our list. What we want is that transformation at the end of the course. So that's what I want to make sure that you are clear on. A lot of my beginning course creators and the students that I'm working with, they aren't quite sure. Like, they know the topic that they want to teach on, but they don't know how it's going to impact their students. And so that's going to make the sales really tough. And for the students who are there, who are jumping in with you, they need to know, like, what am I going to be like on the back end of this? So you as the course creator have to start there. What's their life going to be like on the back end of your course? So that's the transformation piece of the puzzle. What is that result that your students are going to achieve? Number 4, and this one's fun, the ticket price. Yes, I had to get pricing to a T. So the ticket price for jumping into your course. So what are you going to charge? What are your students going to pay? And there's so many variables that are affected by this, so many different things to think about. But let me give you my number 1 rule about picking your price and picking your ticket price. And that is, you need to be 100% confident in the price that you are offering and the offering that you're giving out to potential students. So let me give you an example. I know that my 24-hour course creator intensive folks that are signing up today, they are going to get 10 times the value of what they are paying to jump in. It's literally only $500 and they can get actually started with the first payment of $130 if they want to do that. So the fact that I know that, like, they get to keep coming back and coming back and coming back as much as they want to, and that's worth 10 times what I'm asking them to pay. That confidence, hopefully you can hear it in the way I describe it, the way I talk about the course. So I want the same thing for you as you are figuring out your pricing. Where do you feel 100% comfortable that the people who are taking your course and paying you, what's that price that you think it's worth? Not, and let me just caveat this, not the price that you would pay for it, because we tend to undervalue our own experience because it comes to us so easily. We tend to not think it's worth that much. So I'm not talking about the price that you would pay or what you think it's worth. I'm talking about the value to your student on the back end of your course. What is it that they are going to be getting, not what you feel like it would be worth to you. That's different because it's so easy for you. So ticket price is number 4. Number 5 is that title. That title for your course. You want that title that just jumps out, that has people going, I wonder what she's talking about, or I wonder what he's doing. How is this going to happen? How is he going to teach me this? What's she going to do? How am I going to get to that result? So when I say 24-hour course creator, for folks who haven't heard of it before, it makes them kind of jump out and go, what do you mean by 24 hours? And no, I don't mean that you spend 24 hours straight. I do mean that you are going to have a 24-hour period where you can get through the process because I've laid it out for you. But it creates that curiosity, that inquisitiveness about what I'm talking about. So here's a couple keys to your title. Some of you might recognize these because I've talked about them in the past, but I'll give them to you real quickly and link to the full episode if you want all of the details about titling. But the short and dirty version first is you want to know who your course is for, and it may be something that you want to put into the beginning of your course title or somewhere in the course title so that it will help eliminate people who aren't a good fit. The second one is whenever you can use alliteration and rhyming. So I have alliteration is repeating the sounds. So when I do the topic and title challenge, all those T's are very pleasant to hear. Our ears like that. Number 3 is that intrigue and curiosity part that I mentioned at the beginning. You want to create some curiosity to keep people reading and looking and wondering, wonder what she's talking about. Number 4 is being specific, and that really fits in with everything we're talking about for your course, and that is it's a specific result, it's a specific outcome, so your title then too can be specific. And so I kind of like to have subtitles that will jump in and cover some of the specific outcomes. So maybe you have like 3 things that you say this, and this, and you have that in the subtitle. That can be another way to be specific. And then number 5, use active dynamic words with numbers whenever you can. So 6 steps, 24 hours, 30 days, those numbers, and then throwing them in with the verbs and the dynamic wording will also feel more powerful. It's kind of a copywriting technique of making sure that the phrasing that you're using grabs the attention. So numbers and active dynamic words. And then have that promise. We talked about that transformation, that outcome, that result, promise, whatever word resonates with you, make sure that's in your title. You know, one of my 24-hour course creator students, Matt DeMeo, his course is called How to Have an Incredible Memory, Learn Everything and Anything Faster and Easier. I just love that title because it's a very specific promise. We know what we're getting if we buy his course, and he's got the positive reward for you for jumping in. So have that promise described. And then the last one for your title is that subtitle, because we want to have a shorter title that is the main title, so you can talk about it, you can mention it, but then you can have a longer subtitle that gives some of the rest of the pieces of the puzzle. So those are just real quick on titling. So back to the 5 T's: your target, your topic, your transformation, your ticket price, and your title. So hopefully I've got your wheels spinning. You're wondering if now is the perfect time to jump in and get going. So come join us for the intensive. Check out the show notes. I'll link to those other episodes, plus link to the 24-hour course creator intensive and the drawing. So maybe you could be one of our winners. Thanks so much for being here, for listening, for subscribing, for following, for leaving a review when it fits. I really appreciate you. And I know that you have lots of places to take your earbuds, lots of podcasts and places to be. So I totally appreciate the fact that you are here or listening to the Course Creators HQ podcast. I appreciate you. Hope I've motivated you. They're a little bit more excited to jump in because summertime is a really fun time to get going on a course. It's too hot to be outside anyway. So thanks for being here. Have a wonderful week, and we'll catch you on the next episode.